Here in Cannes for seems like it's been a month. Yeah. Day 4 with Jeremy Katz, who is churning out lots of content, seeing all the interesting speakers and writing about it all. We had an interesting session yesterday with John Maida, the president of RISD, the Rhode Island School of Design. Spoke about creative leadership. What was your take on what he was saying?
Well, John's a designer, a technologist. He's also someone who has an MBA, and he's been put in charge of an institution. For the first time in his life, he's been asked to lead something as opposed to just be a professor. And so what he's done is he's redesigned leadership as befits a designer himself. So John has an interesting take on leadership. He's asked us to consider that there are two kinds of people in the world, or at least so we think. There's the convergent and the divergent. The convergent are those who are executors, and the divergent are those who are creators. And we've always thought of leadership as the means of balancing those two. Well, what John suggests is that actually we need to find a new group of people who can be a bridge between them, and those are the rare birds. And he's asked us to find them, and that's really the new model of leadership in a hierarchical world.
It's somebody who can reach into both of those two worlds and talk to both of those people. I guess John would be himself an example of that.
Exactly. He can make them communicate between each other so that it doesn't become just a conflict, but instead a collaborative model.
Facebook. You were at an interesting session about Facebook, I hear.
Facebook has came to talk to us about the importance of technological iteration. It was called Creativity at Scale, and the purpose of the session was to talk about how we can scale up our creativity. However, what they really got into as the session went on with the chief engineer of Facebook, who brought us Newsfeed, as well as their creative director, and along with John Droga, is they talked about the importance of getting rid of what we used to think of as finishing a campaign. It's perfect, it's great, you don't do anything, you go off to the bar and you have a pint, and you're done. What Facebook does, and what other tech companies like Facebook do, is they launch something, they put it out into the marketplace, and that's when the work gets going. That's when the engagement happens, that's when people start to find out what they like and what they don't like about a product, and that's when the improvement of the product goes. And he used a great example, which is Facebook's own photo sharing program. It started off as, frankly, a dog, but it had one great feature, and that was tagging. That feature turned into the thing that propelled it. Between Facebook and between the users, they worked together to make it better and better and better, and it was within a very short period of time the dominant photo sharing program, which is just proof positive of the power of creative iteration.
So the iteration means that rather than launching a campaign and leaving it, we have to come back to it, revisit it
again and again,
and look at it again and again.
Creativity, to go back to what Facebook said, and then bring in another seminar, which was P. Diddy. Creativity isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, which is what P. Diddy said.
P. Diddy, who turned up at the Ogilvy party the other evening.
And apparently needed to simmer down at one point or another. He gave a fantastic and very well-attended seminar. And he said something that earned him some humor on the web, which was that he said, if you don't like your name, change it. If your name becomes too popular, change it. And then change it again. P. Diddy was all about having people understand that creativity and authenticity, which seems strange when you're talking about changing your name, but that's the point he made, and it worked at the time. Creativity and
authentically changed the name?
It seemed to work for him. You need to find who you are, and that's what he really told people to do. And then he gave us, frankly, a hard time about business models. Because in his industry and in our industry, we wail and beat our breasts about the fact that our business models are challenged. And as he said, that our industries are challenged. It's not the industries that are challenged, it's not the ideas that are challenged, it's not the people that are challenged, it's not the product that's challenged. It's our business model. We need to change our business model. I know we've heard that 1,000 times before, but between P. Diddy and Facebook, I think we've got some pretty good examples of the fact that maybe changing the business model is not a bad idea.
Okay, so 4 days into Cannes, lots of discussion about the advertising industry. We've now determined that it's all wrong. Mm-hmm. We need to change it.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've got 2 more days to figure it out.
Yeah, I think we've got no problems at all.
Okay, all right. 2 more days to figure it out. Thank you very much for this daily wrap. Keep looking at ogilvydo.com for more updates from Cannes.
Thank you.